The draw that neither player really wanted. Madars Razma and Darius Labanauskas have been at the hip for nearly a decade now, travelling together in the old BDO WDF system, both applying the trade now in the PDC. They're even sharing a hotel room this weekend as well, and Madars Razma were having breakfast together. He said Glenn, he was even snoring last night, of which Darius looked at me and said, I don't even snore, and then give me a little wink. So maybe the tactics started even as early as 2 a.m. this morning, but really, really looking forward to this one, Dan McCarthy. This was the match that stood out for me.
Yeah, it's always a really interesting dynamic when you've got players who are such close friends taking to the hockey, but make no mistake, they'll be on there wanting to do a job, wanting to get the win. It's a first Euro Tour appearance of the year for Madars. One of 2 consecutive, because he's going to be going to Kiel. It was a pretty fruitful day in the qualifiers for him recently. Darius Labanauskas, no longer a tour card holder, failed to regain his card at Q School, so he's back playing on the Nordic and Baltic circuit. And he qualified for this one really well. He defeated Johan Engstrom in the final, and we know how well Johan played last week in Sindelfingen, so it's a tough one to call, really. Madars hasn't had a great start to the year, and if anything, the pressure's a bit more off Darius, because he's not having to think about tour privileges.
140.
Yeah, perfectly put, Dan, and I guess if I was in the mindset of Madars Razma, he's the one who's more match sharp. He's the one who's been playing Players' Championships this year. Like you said, he hasn't been playing great in Players' Championships 5, 6 and 7. He lost the opening round, did get the last 32 in his last one, and then was terrific in the qualifiers for this. And as you rightly say, as we move on to next week as well, 26 times they've played each other. Darius getting the better, but when I was looking at the numbers, I went back to 2013. They played each other in the Estonia Open final. And if you'd have said in 10 years' time, you're going to have the careers and what they've done from where they're from, I think they're both a credit to darts.
Well, what both of them are flag bearers for their countries. We spoke about Danny Lorby earlier being the American flag bearer. Latvia and Lithuania represented on the biggest darting stage and creating fans in those areas, primarily because of these 2 players.
60.
And creating a new home as well. So 41 left, job done, hit the big number. And prepare yourself for the double. Good start from Labanauskas.
Yeah, potentially a 13-dart start.
57.
That's
Darius, you require 32.
not a good decision from Madars Razma. Switching to 17 and leaving a bogey number. Must be feeling very generous to his pal today.
Second leg, Madars to vote first.
You get pundits and commentators like us saying, it's the game of Darius. But yeah, a super start for this man.
Well, when you were on tour, I'm sure you had 1 or 2 friends. Were there any in particular that you just hated playing because you were too fond of them?
60.
I must have had 1 or 2 friends with a smirk on your face. I was very popular, let me tell you. Yeah, of course, Jim Williams, Jamie Hughes, they were the 2 sort of players I really didn't want to draw. Stop laughing now, your shoulders are going up and down like you're good in here.
Should be used to this kind of situation, Darius and Madars, because they've played each other 26 times in the past. They are graduates of the Nordic and Baltic system, and they tended to play each other in semi-finals, finals, because they are 2 of the best players from that region. Never played each other on the Euro Tour stage, though.
They've met 3 times on the Players' Championship, but this is a really special moment for the pair of them. I must say, it's been a great crowd, 1,000 people on the Friday afternoon. I mean, that's an outstanding number.
Yeah, they were really making their voices heard with Hannah Schneer and his on-stage antics. I'm sure they'll be doing the same for Christian Girdle in the last game of the afternoon against Dom Taylor.
That was a 13-dart opener for Darius Labanauskas. Double 16 to respond in kind. This for a 14. This for parity.
18.
Yeah, it could have been a 13-dart response from Madars if he Felt particularly funky going straight for the ball, but even he's too much of a sensible boy for that.
125.
Pressure applied though by Darius, so Madars might be best served taking this. Shuffles across. Too big an adjustment.
Important dart in this match.
Game from the second leg. Madars Razma.
It'd be incredible relief there for Madars Razma. That could have been a really difficult moment. He dominated that leg. And right in the upper part of that double eight. It's about to say it was Darius that settled really quickly. I think it was something
95.
you visually saw quite early. And there's that reaction. Madars can do that. He needs that adrenaline going through his body. What do you mean I wouldn't let the ball? It's a beautiful first start. And the second. Filling up indeed. He's still giggling from the last one.
99. $61.
Yeah, that dart underneath the treble 20 means he had to go downstairs. Good moments now for Madars. A double treble visit here.
100.
Just the single. With 40 points ahead. Good moments all of a sudden for the man from Latvia.
Winner of this to play the number 16 seed now, Joe Cullen. He was originally meant to be playing today, but Luke Humphreys and Gary Anderson
96.
turned down the invite to come and play here. Two players had to jump up, and Cullen was one of the lucky recipients.
Yeah, players have to manage
117.
their diary now, and Luke Humphreys has decided he wants 3 weeks away from the game. And of course, he's got the Premier League. It does take an awful lot out of you. You can tell the fresh players. It does give opportunities, to someone new. I mean, Johnny Clayton 2 times with a normal attire, and you can see him sort of last minute be putting his shirt on.
That would be quite the question on a sports quiz. What links Paul Ince and Madars Razma? I'll tell you something. Darius is the answer to a really, really good darts pub quiz question. Player to hit a World Championship 9 darter, not on double 12. And I can see the cogs turning in your brain, Glenn.
96.
Might have to explain.
Remember the double 18 that he hit against Mike De Decker? 147 it was.
131.
Let's see the bullseye with the last dart. Should see the bullseye with the last dart. We do see the bullseye with the last dart.
170.
Is it ever a wrong time to have a big fish?
I can't think.
Very methodical
40.
player is
Madars
Darius.
require 145.
Merry Christmas to you, Ricky. You're feeling bar humbug right now, going back to that last game.
23.
Well, that could have gone better. One bounce out, and one dart that doesn't even hit the outer ball. 2-2's an awkward finish, and if Labanauskas can get a ton, probably in a better position.
60.
Can't sneak it through though.
The real possibility, Darius was going too quiet in this game. However, that set-up play there from Madars. This finish is more difficult than it should have been.
61. Darius, you
Halves his
require
score.
170.
Good cod.
$100. Madars, you require 61.
.46 left. Loads of options. We'll go 14 for double 16.
29.
And as Razma, this is the chance to go 2 clear.
Darius, you require 70.
Total. Darius has gone very, very quiet here for 2 legs. This is an opportunity. It's more the mistakes here for Madars. He should have seen out this leg. But Darius has got a dart to get to 2-2.
38.
That's it. This could potentially be the
Madars require
match of the day.
52.
It just feels a bit of a slow burner. The pace is tragic. I mean, when you've had Richard Finch versus Ricky Evans on, I think anything's going to look slow.
Double 16 tough so far. And double 8 can't bail him out. Well over pitch from Madars.
It was that double 8 in that situation that got him back in this game in leg 2. I think if I was one of these players, I'd be trying to up the pace. I just think their rhythm has really gone. Has the belief? Not at all. Darius somehow gets back in this game. It's 2-2, much to the frustration of Madars Razma.
Fifth leg, Darius to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, well, when you're breaking a throw in 20 darts, you know that your opponent's had a bit of a shocker, whether that's in the scoring or doubling department.
100.
He has that in the armoury, doesn't he, when he doesn't fancy the treble 20s. It's as if it's like a reset for him, and then he goes down to those 19s. It doesn't often miss it.
You know, Madars often deploys that plan B when he needs.
93.
But I always felt stood behind him. That's a good sign that he's not 100% happy with his game. And you don't want to give your opponent anything. Like I said, Darius went very, very quiet for a couple of legs. And very reminiscent of a lot of the game today. Such a topsy-turvy, real seesaw battle, this one. And we sense that as both of them got on that stage.
57.
It's a fantastic angle. You can just see the eye line of the players, what they see when they're up there. Again, you can just see that little, he aims the dart low and he has that real long extension of the arm, does Madars, as if he can just put, his arms are so long, he can just put the dart in the dartboard, but a chance here for Labanauskas to lead this match.
Shanghai required. That's a good start. Not moving.
80.
Over the top, but he's still going to come back and have a chance.
Bit of a freebie, that dart. He knows that Madars is way back in 190. Now all of a sudden it's Madars the one who's looking like he's scrambling
57.
around the dartboard.
Darius, you require 40.
Chance for the Lithuanian.
Good guide.
Game
And
shot
he
the
uses
fifth
it.
leg. Darius
Seen that a
Labanauskas.
couple of times in this match. Darius Labanauskas now leads 3 legs to 2.
Yeah, you talked about them applying the trade on the PDC Nordic and Baltic Tour. 20 titles between them. 10 apiece. Absolute flag bearers.
$140. $100.
I don't know if it's part of the strategy for Madars, but he can play lightning quick. And I just sense the rhythm at the moment is just not in the game of Madars Razma. However, it's a nice return with those 3 darts.
95.
You just see the belief more in Darius at the moment.
$58.
Labanauskas to go one away. Double 6. Oh, that was even further away. That was off the camera.
Darius is not one for emotion, but that was a scream of frustration there. Razma did not think he'd be back on this double 6. This is nasty.
No score.
6 darts missed to win the leg. And it could be another one where Labanauskas breaks in his 7th visit.
Did I say this would be game of the day? Double three's not where you want to be. Because all the belief and doubt has gone out the pair of them. Razma cannot believe that reaction there from the crowd. He knows Labanauskas has missed. He knows that he has one last chance.
I think he tried to bust it, going for double 6 or something. And Madars wants a bit more from the crowd. Not quite Hannah Schneer levels, but trying to play the jester. Well, it worked.
Madars Razma. 9th leg, Darius first. Game on.
Sometimes if you get the crowd involved, the crowd on your side, it's a good ploy, it's a good thing to do. Interesting. There's no reaction. I mean, the scoring's fine.
100.
99 average there for Darius. A ton start here. It's as if the pair of them seem to freeze when it comes down to the doubles, because the double stats are not what you want to see. Look at the amount of missed darts at a double in this game. Someone needs a killer instinct, and they need it now.
97. '85.
See from that camera angle that Darius's darts are relatively flat. Madars a bit more upright.
Require 170.
Razma can still find room to smile, but he will be ruining several missed